Hello once again everyone, Original Blood Ice back with another video. This time it's a bit of a different topic than usual, that is. This time it's YouTube enrolling super flaggers to watch for offending videos on YouTube. Now, you probably don't know what a super flagger is. Allow me to explain, and in layman's terms, it's basically this is going to be restricting people's freedom of speech, their rights, and so forth, so on. So basically, as it says here, in an invite-only program, Google Video sharing site gives roughly 200 people, government agencies, and organizations the power to flag up to 20 videos at a time. Now let me clarify one thing right here. It says 200 people, but notice right after, government agencies and organizations. That's not saying... sorry, I got a frog in my throat. That's not saying that a government agency, like literally 200 employees of a government agency are those 200 people. They would count one group, one government group, as one of these supposed 200 people. Now these people would watch out for videos that are supposedly the ones that slip through the cracks of the YouTube copyright and you know, breaking the rules of being like criminal activity if it gets uploaded to YouTube and all that type of stuff, which, you know, those types of ones, whatever, fine. But with government being in control of these supposed flagged videos, you realize that the government has a different perspective than every other person on the planet. For example, how many times has the government or whatever, or people in politics and whatnot, blamed stuff like video games leading to violence and all that stuff? And what about the people on YouTube who do videos talking about exposing the truth, for example, like me or whatever, although I don't go after government usually. But, for example, if people make YouTube videos where they say, or even something like this type of video, honestly, they could consider that hateful. They could consider anyone who speaks out and says their opinion, which is different than their opinion, and they can say, that's ban-worthy. Government agencies, part of these magical group of people who can say, oh, this is not allowed to be on here, nope, 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 and they don't care if you've been a YouTube person for 10 years, they don't care if you just made an account and you did your first video. If you say anything that they don't like, poof, your video's gone. I don't even know if they'd give you a second chance. They might just delete your whole fucking account. And the thing is, Google says, oh, they pick out the ones they think break the rules or whatever, and then they send it to Google, and Google themselves will be the ones to decide if they do indeed break the rules. However, money talks. Do you honestly think that Google is going to rebel against or disagree with the government? The government is the fucking government. What they say goes. No ifs, ands, no buts. So if the government, and this isn't just for like the states, this is like across the planet supposedly, like you could have police in Canada, you could have police agencies in the United Kingdom, in Japan, whatever. The point is, if they don't like something, they'll say, hey Google, take it down. And then Google will be like, well, okay. They're not gonna, even if you try and do an appeal saying, I didn't do anything wrong, they're not gonna fight the government for you. You can't fight the government on your own. Government fucks you over. Big surprise. And the screen went dark. Let's read on though here. YouTube has a team of staffers to review videos 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but inappropriate content still slips into the site, so it appears Google is relying on an army of super flaggers to help pinpoint videos that violate its community guidelines. Around 200 people, blah blah blah, even though it's more than that, have been given this flagging superpower, which, I gotta stop right now, this is exactly what Nintendo did with the Miiverse with admins. You do not bring in outside people to run your stuff. How brain dead is the world these days? But anyway, according to the Wall Street Journal, among this elite group is the British Police Unit. What the fuck does the British Police Unit have to do with YouTube? Unless there's some serial killer who's uploading his crimes, murders, or whatever from the United Kingdom on YouTube. Like, that sounds like a fucking Criminal Minds episode or like a CSI episode. Seriously. Now watch, it'll be like, oh, a game like Zombie U, because that's in the United Kingdom, that's in London or whatever it takes place. Oh, you're shooting people, you're shooting zombies in Britain, blah blah blah. Nope, that's not allowed. These special people and groups have the ability to flag up to 20 videos at once to be reviewed by YouTube staff, according to the journal. But then again, I said, do you honestly think the government is going to back down to Google? No. The government's the fucking government. What they say is the law, period. According to the journal, 90% of the videos flagged by these people get pulled from the site or restricted to only adult users. This is a far higher pull rate than videos flagged by the average YouTube user. YouTube doesn't allow for sex and nudity, which is fine. Hate speech, see, that's a blurred line there for hate speech. Because how do you dictate? There's no science proving what hate speech is. There's just difference of opinion. Now, I mean, if you go to the extremes, yeah, you can dictate what hate speech is. For example, if you have people literally, saying racial things, or, like, I'm gonna threaten to kill you, blah, 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 blah. That could be hate speech, obviously. But for people, the government is just gonna twist that and turn it into, if you disagree with anything we say, well, that's hate speech. Copyright infringement is already a thing they do, which, I don't know. They really don't need to do anything else with it. I mean, it's already, like, music and gameplays and stuff is already nitpicky enough. A slew of other violating actions. According to its community guidelines, predatory behavior, stalking, threats, harassment, intimidation. They should add impersonation on there, but... invading privacy, revealing other people's personal information, and inciting others to commit violent acts. Who on YouTube is inciting others to commit a violent act? I have not seen any such thing in the entire time I've used YouTube, which is like, what, 6-7 years now or something. What else? According to the Financial Times, the British Police Unit is apparently looking for extremist propaganda and terrorism related videos, which are also not permitted on YouTube. Terrorism on YouTube. Do go on. Can you show me any examples of this? Who in their right mind puts terrorism on YouTube? At this rate, Ahmed the Dead Terrorist from Jeff Dunham, his comedy act, his ventriloquism, that's going to be, oh, that's terrorism, because he's a puppet who talks about being a terrorist. Oh, government. We have a zero-tolerance policy on YouTube towards content that incites violence. YouTube told the Financial Times, our community guidelines prohibit such content, and our review teams respond to flagged videos around the clock, routinely removing videos that contain hate speech. Again, you can't really dictate what is hate speech if it's just a difference of opinion. Or incitement to commit violent acts. To increase the efficiency of this process, we have developed an invite-only program that gives users who flag videos regularly tools to flag content at scale. So basically, can you imagine if they did this type of thing on the Miiverse? Those who report a lot? Well, I guess they know what they're doing. Let's give them even more power. Let's let them super report. Seriously? Of the 200 super flaggers, Google said that fewer than 10 are either government agencies or non-governmental groups, according to the journal. Fewer than 10, but again, as I said, an agency itself, one agency counts as one of these 200. So, they say fewer than 10, let's say it's 9. That could be 9 different groups, a Canadian police or whatever, a United Kingdom one they talked about, an American one, a Japan one, all over the world, 9 different countries or whatever, stuff like that. And each of those would have employees, from the few hundreds to the thousands. It's just pathetic. The vast majority of the trusted flaggers are individuals who have spent a lot of time identifying those YouTube videos that violate community guidelines. So basically, what you claim are people who have no lives but just to sit on YouTube and try and find videos and purposely report them that do break the rules. To me, it sounds like you didn't have that big of a problem. I've never seen any of these such things. Is there anything else here? Nope. What else to say? It's just so weird how government is so corrupt. Taking away, now I know this is like it's more of an American thing, the whole freedom of speech, but government, it's just amazing how the minority, which is the government, rules over the majority in the world. How did we let that happen? Government, government, government. You have no use being on YouTube. Google, ever since you have taken over YouTube, you have literally fucked it over and over and over and over. And exactly that exact sentence I just said. Oh, the government guys could be like, oh, Google, he was insulting you. He was doing hateful speech. Blah, blah, blah. Let's ban him. Let's delete his channel. Let's delete his videos. It's just so fucking stupid. There's a place for government, and being the internet police is not one of them. How about you do your damn job, which is to run your fucking country? If you honestly think terrorism or terrorists are gonna bother with YouTube, then there's something in your water supply that you're drinking, and you should not be drinking it, because you are losing brain cells at a very rapid pace. To be brutally honest, as I read on a comment on a YouTube thing, actually, a guy was talking about how this seems like Joseph Stalin from the Soviet Union, where you disagree with us, we kill you, we shut you up, you try and expose the truth, we shut you up, we shut you down. And it kind of does, actually, I gotta say. But I don't know. Government does not need to be involved with YouTube. Seriously. There's going to be a point in time soon where, and I don't know what my definition of soon exactly is, in the next few years probably, where YouTube is literally not going to be used anymore by like anyone, because it will just be a wasteland where if you post anything, it's going to get broken down and reported and flagged and all that. Everyone's going to need a new website. Maybe everyone will just go to Twitch. Who knows? And some people are going to probably say, oh, you're just thinking of the worst case scenario. Have you not been around? Have you not seen the world today? Have you not seen what government focuses on? Have you not seen what Google has been doing to YouTube ever since they arrived on the scene? It's a pretty safe bet. It's happened before in the past, in history, and as they say, history repeats itself. The little people always get screwed over by the authority. And quite frankly, the authority is something I know a lot about, with having issues with them, that's for sure, with the administration on the Miiverse, of course. Government, government, government. You should just go away. We don't need government. It should all be based on everyone. There would just be big meetings where, thousands upon thousands of people would get together in a country and talk about stuff and agree upon it and fix shit and do crap like that. Instead, the government wants to focus, and like, think of in the States. Oh, the States has their huge debt issue that they continue to ignore and get worse and worse, and they're busy, instead of trying to fix their damn country, they're like, oh, let's watch YouTube all day and report videos. How's that sound? Seriously. I'm gonna wrap up the video. Just wanted to share this, pass the knowledge around, let people know that you are not okay with this. Government and YouTube are two different things that should never cross the same bridge. But now they have. So, I don't know. And some people say, well, people were being able to post everything before on YouTube. It's like it was too free. What the fuck is wrong with freedom? Remember what the states used to be? Land of the free. That doesn't happen anymore, does it? Didn't think so. Freedom of speech. And everyone loves freedom of speech until it's actually used. Anyway, I'm Original Blood Ace. Stay tuned, more videos coming soon as always. Stick around for that.
I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality.